1. Din Djarin, the Mandalorian Mando. Din Djarin, popularly called Mando, is the central protagonist of the Disney Plus series The Mandalorian. He is a skilled bounty hunter who follows the ancient Mandalorian creed, which emphasizes honor, secrecy, and the wearing of armor at all times. Orphaned as a child during the Clone Wars and rescued by Mandalorians, Din grew up immersed in their warrior culture, adopting their strict code. His signature armor, made from Beskar, is not only a symbol of his heritage but also nearly indestructible, capable of withstanding blaster shots and lightsaber strikes. Din's journey begins as a lone hunter, but his life changes dramatically when he is assigned to capture Grogu, a Force-sensitive child. Instead of handing him over, Din chooses to protect Grogu, forming a bond that drives the series' narrative. This decision places him in direct conflict with powerful adversaries, including remnants of the Empire and bounty hunter guilds. Beyond his combat prowess, Din demonstrates diplomacy, resourcefulness, and moral integrity, reflecting the complexities of Mandalorian culture. Over time, his actions influence Mandalorian politics, culminating in alliances with other clans and the reclaiming of Mandalore's legacy. Din Djarin embodies both the warrior ethos and the compassion central to Mandalorian storytelling, making him one of the most iconic characters in modern Star Wars. 2. Bo-Katan Kryze. Bo-Katan Kryze is one of the most iconic Mandalorian warriors in Star Wars, appearing in the Clone Wars, Rebels, and The Mandalorian. She hails from House Kryze, a prominent Mandalorian family, and grew up during the turbulent era of the Clone Wars. Initially, Bo-Katan was a member of Death Watch, a militant faction seeking to restore Mandalore's warrior traditions, opposing the pacifist government led by her sister, Duchess Sabine Kryze. Unlike many in Death Watch, Bo-Katan eventually rejects extremist methods, seeking honor without unnecessary bloodshed. She becomes a key figure in the fight to free Mandalore from Imperial occupation. One of her defining traits is her possession of the Darksaber, an ancient weapon and symbol of leadership over Mandalorians. Bo-Katan's leadership is strategic and charismatic. She unites clans while respecting traditions and combat prowess. Skilled in hand-to-hand combat, piloting, and tactical warfare, Bo-Katan is a formidable fighter, earning respect even among Jedi allies. In The Mandalorian, she seeks to reclaim the Darksaber from Moff Gideon, believing in the restoration of Mandalore's glory. Bo-Katan represents the balance between tradition and progress, embodying Mandalorian honor, resilience, and loyalty. Her complex history, moral choices, and combat skills make her a fascinating and influential figure in Star Wars lore, bridging the gap between the old warrior ways and the evolving galaxy. 3. Sabine Wren. Sabine Wren is a Mandalorian from Clan Wren, introduced in Star Wars Rebels as a talented graffiti artist, explosives expert, and rebel warrior. Unlike traditional Mandalorian warriors focused solely on combat, Sabine blends art and strategy, using her creativity as a weapon against the Empire. Growing up on Mandalore, she inherited a deep respect for her heritage, though she initially struggles with her family's expectations and the violent legacy of Mandalorians. Sabine is highly skilled in weapons, explosives, and stealth, making her a crucial member of the Ghost Crew in the Rebellion. Her most notable achievement is her mastery of the Darksaber, an ancient Mandalorian weapon symbolizing leadership and unity among clans. Through her journey, Sabine learns to embrace both her warrior instincts and her artistic creativity, demonstrating that Mandalorian culture can adapt without losing its essence. She also reconnects with her family and fellow Mandalorians, inspiring them to rise against Imperial oppression. Sabine's dual identity as a fighter and artist makes her unique among Mandalorians. Her colorful armor, strategic brilliance, and compassionate leadership highlight her as a symbol of innovation and resilience. Sabine Wren embodies the idea that Mandalorian identity is not just about combat but also culture, creativity, and the courage to shape the future of one's people. 4. Boba Fett. Boba Fett is perhaps the most legendary Mandalorian-inspired figure in Star Wars. Son of the famed bounty hunter Jango Fett, Boba was cloned as an unaltered son and raised in Mandalorian armor traditions, though his upbringing was largely shaped by Jango's independent lifestyle. Boba's reputation as a fearsome bounty hunter is established in the original trilogy, where he is known for his silent efficiency, deadly accuracy, and iconic Beskar armor. He survived the Sarlacc pit in Return of the Jedi, proving his resilience and tactical ingenuity. Boba's connection to Mandalorian culture is complex. While he wears Mandalorian armor and adheres to aspects of their code, he often operates outside the formal clan structures. In The Mandalorian, Boba resurfaces as a key figure in Mandalorian politics, reclaiming his armor and ultimately becoming an ally to Din Djarin. His combat expertise spans blasters, jetpacks, and strategic planning, earning respect from allies and fear from enemies. Boba's evolution from a cold bounty hunter to a protector of Mandalore showcases both his personal growth and the enduring influence of Mandalorian traditions. His legacy bridges the original trilogy and modern Star Wars, making him a cultural icon who embodies resilience, honor, and the mystique of Mandalorian identity. 5. Jango Fett. Jango Fett, Boba Fett's father, is a renowned bounty hunter whose combat skills and tactical intelligence made him legendary. Hailing from Conquered Dawn, Jango wears Mandalorian armor, though he is considered by some purists as a mercenary rather than a true Mandalorian due to his lack of full cultural adherence. His reputation arises from both his deadly efficiency and his role as the genetic template for the Republic's clone army during the Clone Wars. Jango's armor, equipped with jetpacks, blasters, and gadgets, is highly advanced, reflecting his professional prowess. Despite his mercenary lifestyle, he instills survival and combat skills in his son Boba, indirectly shaping the next generation of Mandalorian warriors. Jango's moral code blends pragmatism and honor, making him a respected figure in bounty hunter circles. His death at the hands of Jedi Master Mace Windu during the Battle of Geonosis marks a pivotal moment in Star Wars lore, but his legacy endures through Boba and the Clone Army. Jango Fett exemplifies the fusion of Mandalorian armor tradition and mercenary adaptability, showing that Mandalorian influence can extend beyond cultural purity. His story is a blend of family, legacy, and lethal expertise, highlighting the far-reaching impact of Mandalorian warriors across galactic history. 6. Pre Vizsla. Pre Vizsla was the leader of Death Watch, a radical Mandalorian faction in the Clone Wars series aiming to restore Mandalore's warrior culture. He was a cunning strategist and skilled combatant, wielding the Darksaber, a symbol of Mandalorian leadership. Pre Vizsla is ambitious, seeking to unite Mandalorians under a militant rule and overthrow pacifist leadership, particularly Duchess Sabine Kryze. His tactical intelligence is evident in his orchestration of coups and alliances with the Sith during the Clone Wars. Pre Vizsla's combat style combines traditional Mandalorian weaponry, including blasters and vibroblades, with leadership charisma that inspires loyalty among Death Watch members. Despite his ruthlessness, he maintains honor codes consistent with Mandalorian warrior ethics, valuing skill, bravery, and loyalty. Pre Vizsla's rivalry with Darth Maul demonstrates his strategic mind, as he navigates both internal clan politics and galactic threats. His ultimate demise in a duel with Maul underscores the dangers of ambition clashing with destiny. Pre Vizsla's story highlights the complexity of Mandalorian culture, the tension between tradition, innovation, and morality. He remains a compelling figure for showing how leadership, combat, and political maneuvering intertwine within Mandalorian society. 7. Tor Vizsla. Tor Vizsla is a historical Mandalorian figure from Star Wars Legends. He was the first wielder of the Darksaber, a unique black-bladed lightsaber forged by Tara Vizsla, the first Mandalorian Jedi. Tor Vizsla founded Death Watch, a militant group aiming to return Mandalore to its warrior roots after a period of pacifism. His leadership is marked by strict adherence to combat traditions, clan loyalty, and enforcement of Mandalorian codes. Tor Vizsla's creation of Death Watch set the foundation for centuries of Mandalorian military politics and conflicts, influencing later figures like Pre Vizsla. He embodies the duality of Mandalorian culture, the balance of honor and aggression, tradition and innovation. Tor Vizsla's use of the Darksaber also signifies the symbolic weight of leadership in Mandalorian society. Though a Legends character, his influence reverberates in canon stories, inspiring later Death Watch actions and the struggles for Mandalore's leadership. Tor Vizsla is remembered as a visionary, warrior, and symbol of Mandalorian pride, showing that the path of a Mandalorian is not just physical prowess, but also shaping political and cultural destiny for future generations. 8. Rook Caste. Rook Kast is a Mandalorian operative appearing in the Clone Wars. He serves as a loyal soldier in the Mandalorian military, supporting various clans during periods of conflict, particularly in battles against separatists. While less famous than Bo-Katan or Pre Vizsla, Rook Kast exemplifies the disciplined, loyal Mandalorian warrior archetype. His combat abilities include blaster marksmanship, tactical leadership, and mastery of traditional Mandalorian melee weapons. Rook Kast is a symbol of Mandalorian unity, often fighting alongside Jedi allies when necessary, demonstrating adaptability without abandoning cultural identity. He participates in political and military maneuvers that shape Mandalorian society, reflecting the complexity of clan-based leadership. Though a minor character, Rook Kast's presence highlights the everyday heroism and skill required of Mandalorians, showing that even those outside prominent clans can impact history. He represents the unsung warriors whose loyalty, discipline, and courage uphold Mandalorian honor. 9. Fen Rao is the leader of the Protectors of Conquered Dawn and a veteran Mandalorian warrior featured in Star Wars Rebels. Unlike radical groups such as Death Watch, Rao focuses on protecting his people and maintaining order. He is highly skilled in combat, piloting, and strategy, with experience fighting both separatists and Imperial forces. Rao's leadership emphasizes loyalty, honor, and unity, often mediating conflicts among clans while respecting Mandalorian traditions. He serves as a mentor and ally to Sabine Wren and other key figures, providing wisdom, training, and resources to resist oppression. Rao's moral compass is strong, and he balances pragmatism with idealism, showing that Mandalorian leadership can combine compassion and strength. His bravery, tactical intelligence, and dedication to his people make him one of the most respected Mandalorians in modern Star Wars lore. 10. Koska Reeves. Koska Reeves is a member of the Night Owls, Bo-Katan Kryze's elite squad of female Mandalorian warriors. She is fiercely loyal, highly skilled in combat, and deeply committed to Mandalore's restoration. Koska's expertise includes hand-to-hand combat, blaster marksmanship, and strategic operations. She often operates alongside Bo-Katan, supporting efforts to reclaim Mandalore from Imperial control. Despite her warrior demeanor, Koska demonstrates compassion for civilians and loyalty to her squad, emphasizing that Mandalorian strength is not solely about combat. Her character showcases the bravery and camaraderie central to Mandalorian culture, representing the modern face of Mandalorian heroism in The Mandalorian. 11. Peli Motto. Peli Motto is a skilled mechanic and pilot based on Tatooine who appears in The Mandalorian. While not a Mandalorian by heritage, she becomes closely associated with Mandalorians through her interactions with Din Djarin. Peli runs a repair shop, demonstrating ingenuity, resourcefulness, and technical expertise that earn the trust of bounty hunters and mercenaries alike. She is known for her sharp wit, no-nonsense attitude, and quick thinking in dangerous situations, often helping Din Djarin and Grogu escape precarious circumstances. Peli's significance lies in her ability to bridge different cultures, particularly the Mandalorians, and her small but impactful contributions to their missions. She often provides ships, modifications, and clever mechanical solutions essential for survival in the Outer Rim. Although she does not follow Mandalorian codes or wear their armor, her loyalty and resourcefulness make her an honorary ally. Peli Motto represents the unsung heroes of Star Wars, showing that intelligence, ingenuity, and courage are as valuable as combat prowess. Through her, the series highlights how ordinary individuals can impact galactic events and form meaningful bonds with legendary warriors. Peli's presence also adds humor and humanity to the story, balancing the intense Mandalorian conflicts with relatable, grounded interactions, making her a memorable and beloved character in the franchise. 12. Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon is a former Imperial officer and the primary antagonist of The Mandalorian. Though not Mandalorian by birth, he wields the Darksaber, symbolically connecting him to Mandalorian history and politics. Gideon is a brilliant strategist, blending military intelligence, ruthlessness, and manipulation to achieve his goals. He leads Imperial remnants in the Outer Rim using advanced technology, elite troops, and dark tactics to consolidate power. Gideon's mastery of combat and leadership makes him a formidable opponent for Din Djarin and other Mandalorians. His possession of the Darksaber makes him a central figure in Mandalorian culture, as the weapon represents leadership and unification of clans. Despite his villainy, Gideon commands respect through intelligence, precision, and tactical acumen. He is willing to exploit Mandalorian traditions for personal gain, demonstrating both cunning and adaptability. Gideon's interactions with Mandalorians like Bo-Katan and Din Djarin reveal the political complexity of Mandalorian society, where the Darksaber symbolizes legitimacy, not just combat ability. His character highlights the tension between cultural heritage and power politics. Moff Gideon's blend of intellect, strategy, and combat skill makes him one of the most memorable non-Mandalorian characters impacting the Mandalorian storyline, showing that understanding culture and symbols is as critical as raw strength in leadership struggles. 13. Grogu, affectionately called the Child or Baby Yoda, is a Force-sensitive being of the same species as Yoda, appearing in The Mandalorian. While not a Mandalorian by birth, Grogu's upbringing under Din Djarin's protection immerses him in Mandalorian culture. Din's guardianship instills Mandalorian values like honor, loyalty, and resilience, effectively making Grogu part of the Mandalorian way. Despite his small size, Grogu demonstrates remarkable Force abilities, including telekinesis, healing, and defensive combat, making him a pivotal figure in the galactic struggle between the remnants of the Empire and the emerging Resistance. Grogu's innocence contrasts with the harshness of Mandalorian life, emphasizing the balance of compassion and strength within the culture. His interactions with Din Djarin showcase the profound impact of mentorship, loyalty, and moral guidance. Grogu also serves as a symbol of hope and continuity for both Mandalorian traditions and the larger Star Wars galaxy. His journey illustrates how Mandalorians can shape not just warriors, but also protectors and leaders, blending spiritual growth with practical training. Grogu's story enriches the Mandalorian narrative by emphasizing the values of protection, trust, and familial bonds, showing that Mandalorian influence extends beyond combat, shaping character, morality, and destiny. 14. Sabine Wren, expanded. We already covered Sabine, but an expanded explanation emphasizes her growth and influence. Sabine Wren's journey intertwines Mandalorian tradition with artistic innovation. She initially struggles with the violent history of her people, seeking creative expression through graffiti and explosives instead of outright warfare. As she trains under Fen Rao and later engages with Din Djarin and other Mandalorians, Sabine matures into a leader, capable of uniting clans under a common goal. Her mastery of the Darksaber not only symbolizes leadership, but also personal growth, representing her reconciliation of creativity with martial skill. Sabine's strategy often incorporates psychological tactics, art-based signaling, and unconventional warfare, reflecting her unique approach to conflict. By bridging culture, creativity, and combat, she reinvents Mandalorian leadership for modern challenges. 15. Koska Reeves, expanded. Koska Reeves' story is enriched by her loyalty to Bo-Katan and her clan. As part of the Night Owls, she exemplifies elite Mandalorian combat, specializing in close-quarters combat, aerial maneuvers, and tactical strategy. Koska also mentors younger warriors, emphasizing responsibility and honor. Her courage and moral clarity set her apart, as she balances the violent traditions of Mandalore with ethical choices during missions. Koska's unwavering support during reclaiming Mandalore demonstrates the importance of trust, solidarity, and clan cohesion, making her a key figure in contemporary Mandalorian society.